Can the humble hand dryer really create a pathogen paradise, or is this myth bathroom baloney? To find out, the Mythbusters have rustled up the recipe.
I do this in every airport I get to. Ah, yeah.
And it's almost time to get cooking.
The myth is that drying your hands with an air blower is less sanitary than using a paper towel. In order to test this, we'll be putting a bacterial marker on the hands of each of our 16 volunteers and then swabbing them both before and after they use each of these devices. If the myth is true, we should see far more bacteria on their hands after air drying than after using the paper towel.
With the volunteers to hand, next Janie's special brew can be uncorked.
This is a culture of E. coli bacteria. Now, E. coli can sometimes be harmful, but this particular strain was designed by a lab that's completely harmless. Okay. All our participants will be immersing their hands in this stuff, and it'll create a consistent bacterial load for all our testing.
It's all hands to the pump.
Now, flip them.
As Janie applies the same amount in the same way to get the same bacterial load.
Excellent.
And with that, the mother of all washing wipeouts can begin.
All right, first person, please.
Volunteer 1 steps up to get swabbed.
Thank you.
Then washed.
1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
Then swabbed again.
Left hand again, if you would, sir.
Next, he heads for some towel traction, which is followed by one last swab.
Science.
Next.
And so the pattern repeats.
Thank you very much.
As all 16 volunteers get sampled before washing.
Excellent.
After washing.
Thank you.
And after towel drying.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
To say it's a little repetitive is an understatement.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
But to really see a pathogen pattern, a solid sample is essential.
48 pieces of data down.
Nice work.
Thank you.
With 48 swabs, the guys are exactly halfway through. So it's onwards and upwards.
Here we go again.
With the bacterial load reloaded, the entire swab mob hits the washroom once more.
Very strange. Our test subject group seems to have developed its own ritual.
Like last time,
Next.
the volunteers swab, wash, and swab. Before, this time, turning blue with the hand dryer. But will this different drying device really let microbes make hay?
Number 16. There it is.
Well, with the final test finally done, the guys have a hunch.
You know, I am noticing something sort of interesting.
I'm wondering if it's the same thing that I've been noticing.
Well, I'm smelling the odor of the growth medium a lot more now because the air dryer's aerosolizing the stuff, I think. And I didn't smell it before with the paper towels.
I'll tell you what I've been noticing. I notice a lot more wet hands. See, it takes longer to dry your hands with the air dryer, but people aren't taking that extra time. Thus, they're coming back here, and their hands are wetter than with the towels.
Both the smell and the clammy hands suggest that the dryer is not eliminating pathogens from people's palms. But what does the data say?
Here it is. All of our data gathered from 16 test subjects on both the air dryer and the paper towels. 96 pieces of data in all. And this isn't everything that we're gathering today.
Because we're not just concerned about spreading bacteria on people's hands. We're also going to test the immediate environment around where they dry them to see what, if any, bacterial spread there is there as well.
So Adam gets down and dirty with one final swabbing sequence.
But there's a lot right here.
As he collects 10 samples from identical points in each bathroom.
Well, let's get these back to the shop and start growing some bacteria.
I've got my incubator warm and ready to go.
That sounded creepy. Let's go.
24 hours later, with bacteria sprouting like there's no tomorrow,
There's a lot.
the guys count every colony
59, 60, 61. Lamb.
in every sample
Here we go.
before they're finally ready to wrap up the results.
All right. The great hand towel versus air dryer debate. The results are in. Are you ready to hear them?
Sure.
Pretty stunning. When we had our test subjects dry their hands with the air dryer, they were able to reduce the bacterial load on their hands by 23%.
Okay.
But when we had the individuals dry their hands with the hand towel, they were able to reduce the bacterial load on their hands by 71%, almost 3 times as much.
That's amazing. But that's for the individual. What about for the environment?
Well, when we swabbed the area around the air dryer, we found a total of 41 colonies of bacteria. When we swabbed the area around the hand towel, we found 3.
Which yet again indicates that the air dryer is spreading more bacteria than the hand towels.
Indeed, they do. This myth is totally confirmed. The claims of the air dryers just don't hold up.
It's just hot air.